Hello, worship team. This is kind of a long video, but it is much overdue. Firstly, this is predicated on the all team Christmas party that we had. I shot a video of that. I will include a link on that. Please check that one out first. If you were not at the party, please watch that video first and then this one. Even though this one has kind of a lot more, I didn't want to kind of hold everybody up. We were there to have a good time. So first of all, if you were not at the party, whether you were there or not, those verses at the end, that was a providential thing. I don't jump around the Bible going and looking for what do I want to say to people, and so that came organically, and it was exactly how I feel about this worship team. I've gone through all sorts of highs and lows with anxiety and just feeling stretched with everything in life, and you guys are a huge blessing. And so I found that pastor's like, this is God's saying this to all of us, but like this is how I feel about the team. I'm just so blessed. So thank you guys. Check out those verses. So even if you weren't in the room, that was for you as well. Sorry, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th, the second, third, and fourth Sundays in January are going to be a section on liturgy. It's finally the worship kind of thing. Shane and I are going to share that time, and I think it's 3. We'll see that as we go. But when that series starts, please, if you can be there, great. I would love that. And if you can't be there, just keep up on the series with the live streams and just check out the sermons, because it's really going to shape what we do and how we do it. And it's the reason why we're doing it, which is to be more like Jesus. But so check those out when they come. With that, in the last video, I talked about a repertoire, and so I want people to see those. The thing is, I've asked for people before every time I thought Planning Center was around the corner, I'd be like, oh, send me your songs, and then songs would come in, but most of the time they didn't fit within the liturgy, and so it was really hard to find a place for them. So I want people to see the sermon series on liturgy and then submit the songs, so because we're going to have a limited repertoire that we choose from, and so I do want to kind of get ideas for that, and with that, when you do see the liturgy, like the hardest 2 places to find songs for are invitation and sending, but that'll be kind of end of January when that liturgy sermon series goes through. Planning Center services, I'm going to ask for you to submit your blockout dates for February by the end of this month, December. And that's going to be the kind of recurring pattern. At the end of January, we'll have them submitted for March, and at the end of it, and so on, right? So the way this should go, and there will probably be hiccups because this is the worst. Anyway, we'll get to that. But ideally and soon, it's going to like work like this smoothly. But anyway, December 31st, on or before, please submit your blockout dates for the month of February. January 7th. Oh, I'm going to be late on that. I get back in town like the 5th. But whatever. The idea is on the 7th of January, you should then get all of your dates. You'll receive a thing from Planning Center, like an email that says these are the dates you've been scheduled for and the roles you've been scheduled for them. But none of the songs will be in there until 2 weeks before we're playing them. The idea being that about 10 days before rehearsal, you should have songs in the key they're supposed to be in with the charts and all this stuff. So that's how it's supposed to go. So I think today or something you should see all this stuff for January, so I'm just clarifying that it's normal to get those and know, okay, I'm playing this Sunday, not that Sunday, whatever, even though you don't quite see like what songs we're doing quite yet. Those come out a couple weeks before you're actually up. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how I believe it will work. Planning Center Services is not exactly going the way I normally like it to go. So normally what I do is I'll ask for 3 to 6 months off of the platform to deploy Planning Center, and just finesse it and make sure everything in there is like perfect to the T. And then we always find stuff, but it's like, if I was going to grade the accuracy, it'd be like A+. It's still really accurate information so that everybody learns to lean on Planning Center and trust it as a tool. And then I can hold people's hand and help them, kind of get into it and navigate it and all the things. And I just feel like I'm letting you guys down because I'm not really able to do that right now. And I hope that when I get back from Arizona, any kind of issues that we've got with Planning Center and finding how can you listen to the songs and see the charts and do that at the same time. And all those things are in there. So like I said, a handful of you have admin status, but most people don't. And so you just click things and tap things and tap and hold and just anything you can do. Click, check all the menus out every time you're scheduled, because you can't hurt it, and it's just valid to see how powerful it is. Oh yeah, I'm going to Arizona December 30 through January 5, and I'm guessing on the dates, but I know I'm going to miss one Sunday and one Thursday. And if I were a better planner, honestly, that was the cheapest flights. But if I didn't really consider that it's the Sunday and then the next Thursday, because then it kind of steps on 2 Sundays instead of, if I had missed a Thursday and a Sunday, then it would kind of step on just that one Sunday, and it would be that one. So in any event, Dean's going to lead worship December 31st, which means there may not even be a Planning Center plan for December 31st. We'll probably just have a call sheet for that. Christmas Eve, we're going to have a call sheet for that. And probably the same thing for January 7th. Mike Stapleton is going to lead that one, so he'll probably be reaching out to people for that and doing things the way he normally does them. That's all because of travel times. So with this, I'm going to try and kill 2 birds in one stone. What I'm going to try and do is do some hands-on training with the booth and the tech team through, basically starting now through, well, I guess not today, but so one of the things I'm going to try and do is kill 2 birds with one stone. There's some hiccups we're having in services with the tech team, and just going from the band to the speaker and back, those kinds of little things like that. And so what I'm going to do is get off the platform so that Monday through Friday, the bandwidth will be spent on Planning Center. And then during rehearsals and services, I can be in the booth kind of finally actually training poor Hermione and Debbie. They've just been out there with almost no training and killing it. So they're doing great. And I just hope to elevate that. So the goal is to have me off the platform through February, but I will be still choosing songs because I want them to come from the repertoire and be kind of developing the repertoire. And so we're going to have some temporary roles in Planning Center, which is a music director. Normally, I think it's best when worship leader is acting as music director, kind of making those determinations. Is the intro 2 times through or 4 times through? What kind of vibe do we want? Are we all playing the same chord the whole time, or in all the places? Just kind of keeping the music together, start together, end together. What's our transition? Those kinds of things. But I'll be the one praying over the songs and choosing them for the sermon. And if you have a heart for that, let me know, because it does just free up more bandwidth for me to make sure the charts are accurate. But we need to get you in touch with the liturgy, the repertoire for the liturgy. Also, we're going to start a new thing, and hopefully it's any day now. Honestly, if I were left to my own devices, it would take me months to complete. But Nathan's crazy, Brian too. These guys are savages. I tell them a thing, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's done." I'm like, "What do you mean it's done?" They're like, "Yeah, I did it on my phone." Like, okay, whatever. They're computer guys. They're awesome. We're currently live streaming publicly. It just goes out. But if you missed service, Thursday you can go back and watch Sunday's service and hear the sermon and the worship and everything. What I want to do is take rehearsals and get to a place where we can go, all right, let's run the set with the transitions, and we'll just stream that to a place that the team has and doesn't go to the Facebook page and all the places the live stream goes to. It just goes to a place where the team can click a link and see rehearsal and see, oh, we did it once through or twice through, and we did it in this key, and this is kind of how we did them as a team. And immediately what that'll do for us is be able to just hear the stuff between Thursday and Sunday right away as soon as that's live. And the other thing it'll do is, once we start to go, so let's say doxology is in our liturgy. It's whatever. I love doxology, but that song is in the liturgy, or I keep saying that. Doxology is in the repertoire. We might have different ways we do doxology, but it'll still be this melody, these chords. A great example is the amens. We put the amens in front. We might not start with amens, whatever, right? But so we might have several ways we do them, but we're probably going to have some of our favorites. And so ones that like, oh, that worked. Let's save that audio so the next time it goes out and we're like, yeah, we want that kind of thing, the amens, the no amens, the whatever, right? And it'll be in Planning Center. So before Thursday, you can hear, oh yeah, we're actually going to run it like this, like 95% like this, right? It'll give us a considerably better roadmap to how we sound when we do it, or how we want it to sound when we do it. That's the end goal with that. Over time, there's some stuff on the horizon as Planning Center. Right now, my bandwidth is very largely Planning Center and Support Gap and just stuff. But over time, as this progresses, we're going to start doing a thing with where people are asked to rest. You know, Jake likes to do the booth. Heather likes to do the coffee shop, and anywhere they're serving. So Heather, you know, so she does bass, coffee shop, bass. And then I'm going to ask her to do 2 weeks of rest. And then, you know, so 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, so that people actually can just attend and be fed and not have to think about, am I in tune? Am I in time? Any of those kinds of things. It's a pattern of rest that has existed since Genesis, and that I want to start using. With that, there's lots of ways to run it. I don't have like all the answers for that. You know, we could run a team that runs on 3, you know, we could have 2 teams, a 3-week team and a 2-week team. And then there's fewer checks between weeks and stuff, whatever. So anyway, that's on the horizon. Watch out for it. If you feel like you're being scheduled less than you're used to, it's probably that thing. But I also kind of welcome some collaboration with these things. Like, I want people resting, but I don't know if we should have a 3-week team and a 2-week team, or if we should just kind of mix and mash as people's schedules allow. The main reason for this video is it's born in the place of, you know, I've been spread too thin, and I'm not really deploying Planning Center the way I like to, where I can like help the people get their arms around it and really start to feel comfortable with it, right? I wish I could do more of that. So what I'm going to do is ask for help from you guys, specifically in getting kids onto Planning Center. Right now, Evan is the only person under 20 that's on Planning Center. And I did put links in there, and I admit it was easier for you if your name was in the directory, then Planning Center kind of recognized you and things were simpler. But I do have and I'll put them in the email that this goes out with. The link that you click if you weren't in the directory, like Evan wasn't in our directory. He clicked that link, put in his info, and then, you know, it just pops. And then it came to me, and then I sent him the Planning Center invite, and he got in, and now he's on Planning Center. So I need help with the kids getting Planning Center, and in general with you know, with each other. Like if somebody, if you found something cool, maybe share it with each other, just so that we can kind of spread the knowledge base in Planning Center. There's a million things on everywhere for it. But anyway, I'm sorry that it's not me, you know, kind of helping each person get in and do it. But if you know somebody who's a Luddite, doesn't read their emails a whole lot, whatever, that kind of stuff, let's just try and help get everybody into Planning Center, because that will help me a great deal. I have the stuff ready to send out right now for January, but there's so many people not in Planning Center yet that it would be, I'm probably going to send it out anyway. All right. Like I said in that, the other video with those verses, I love you guys, and you've been a huge blessing. He will be faithful to complete the good work that he's began in all of us and form us all spiritually. Thanks for your time. Talk to you soon. Bye.